Hello, my friends. This is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. A couple of weeks ago, my sister sent me a craft lot, and one of the things that was in the craft lot was this, a headless owl. And I'm going, well, I hope the head is in there. It wasn't. So, what are we going to do? We are going to try to create a head for my owl. And I had lost this. I couldn't figure out where I had put it. I mean, I literally went through everything in this room here, everything in my craft room out in the shed. I went through all kinds of boxes and bins and you name it. I was searching for this little piece here. It was in this, sitting right over there. I mean, it was literally, what, a foot and a half from where we are right now, and I could not find it. 3 days I was searching for this thing. Okay. So, we found it. All right. Then what I did was I went online and let's see, touch. And I pulled up some pictures of owls. And I said, okay, which owl head would be probably the best one to go on that one? And I kind of said, you know, kind of a mixture of them. So, I took my little crayons. Everybody's got some crayons, yeah? And did some little drawings. I started out with this. I'm going, nah. Then I did like here and here. And this one I'm going, nope, that one's definitely a no. So it's between these two here. I'm going, okay. Now what am I going to do? So I'm going, that's about the right size. So, and that's one of the things I wanted to do is get the right size. I said, well, I can take like a bangle here and just bend it around like that there, or this shape here. I think it's this shape here that I'm going to go for, and then put this on as something else on top of it. But I'm going to use some bangles. I've got a lot of bangles here, and some polymer clay or some UV resin, and we're just gonna play with it. And for the eyes, all right, I had, what did I do with them? I just had them here. Oh, here they are. They're way up there. Okay, for the eyes, I'm thinking these came off a necklace, and I've got a bunch of those, so I'm thinking, what do you think? We'll clip that top part off, and those are the eyes. Or these are the eyes, whichever we want to do. I think they'll be perfect for eyes. So that's the eyes. We got that figured out. I took one of these bangles and I went right to the center part and bent it the other way, so it would make like the beak here. All right, then let's take this here and just kind of bend a little bit at a time, just to, I did too much of a bend there, didn't I? A little bit at a time. Okay. Little bend, little bend, little bend. And that's not enough of a bend. We need to be right here and bend more. Okay, we gotta get rid of that little bump out. That's what these good things are good for, because they won't leave a mark, but they will. Okay, now this one needs to be tightened up, and it needs to be bent more this way. We can't lose this V here, because we need it to come up into the face here. And I'm not sure, let me, oops, I zoomed in so you could see this better. So I think I'm about right. Anyways, let's work on bending. Hold on to that and bend that in. Okay. And we're just going to keep playing with this until we have the face. Okay, what do you think? We need to make this a lot tighter. Okay, so let's come up here and just start bending him in. Looks like a bottom. Okay, don't think like that. It's an owl. We don't want our owl to be ridiculed, right? Okay, I'm getting closer on that one side. Let me work on this side here. And that's what the drawing is really good for, is for keeping you in perspective, because I am not good at perspective. I mean, my son married a woman who had a little girl who was 3, and I wanted to make her a pair of slippers because I knit slippers. And anyways, I asked him how big her foot was. He said it was like this. The kid's foot was like this. It's like, so I guess my son has that same gene as I do, where you have no concept of size. Take that down. Okay, well that's actually pretty good. This one over here needs to be made tighter here. I need to go here, here. I sent my sister a box of things I had fixed and remade, and some of the things I want to see what her reaction was to them. She sent me a message saying that she liked it all. I'm not sure if that was true or not, but she's sweet, so. One of the things I wanted to see her reaction to was these monster earrings I sent to her. They literally have monsters on them. I like them, but then I can be a little weird at times. Do we want to use this as the eyebrow things and just turn them up when we get this finally put in the right position? It's crosses. That's the only thing I don't like, is it crosses right there. So I don't think so. I think we're just going to, do this part here. Well, that it'll be this part. All right, let's look on the body part. All right. I think size-wise, I think that's a good size. I do want to smooth this one out. This is a little too much of a, it's got too much of a kink in it. I don't want kinks. I want them nice and smooth. But I want them to, I want it to bend too. I want it to draw down, draw down, draw down. Oh, it's a heart. You would think I would have caught that before, right? That this makes a heart. All right. Almost. Still got that little bump out right there. Every time I pull it down, oh, it didn't do it that time. I was gonna say, every time I pull it down, I get that bump again. There's a little bump there. Okay, pull it down, a little bump here. pull it down, pull it down, pull it down. Let's pull that one, let's make that one a little tighter up that way, and then pull it back down. Did I do it too much? Did I go too far? I put that bump back in. The problem is, once you get a bump like that, it's really easy when you're trying to manipulate it for that thing, for the bump to come back. All right. Came back, and the bump came back. There. Squeeze these down like that. All right, let's call that the right thing. I'm not sure if this will cut that or not. Okay, it doesn't want to cut it, but I do have my memory wire, because this was a bangle. Okay, I don't want to overcut it. All right, now let's bring it to a, okay, I think I want to bring it down a little bit. The head's kind of peaking too much of a peak there, too much of a heart. And we don't really want it to be a heart, we really want it to be like the top of a head. Okay, so let's, ooh, I kind of like that. All right, we will cut that right there. You see where, don't that look like the side of a coin? Yeah, it looks like a dime or, all right, now we're going to flatten it out. Okay, so we have the beginnings. So now we've got to decide if we're going to use clay, resin. I think we're going to use a combination. Let's start with a clay base, and then resin on top, and maybe we'll add some metal parts, and of course we're going to add these. And I got to clip that little thing there off, because we don't need that. Maybe I'm going to clip that off. There we go. Come on. I don't want to have to file you off. Come on, clip. Unfortunately, my wire cutters here are getting very dull. These are my original ones that I purchased a long time ago. And let me throw this stuff away. Where's the other one? There we are. See, now it's a nice eyeball. See, we got the eyeball. We got the shape of the face. Okay. And I'm going to cut that. There we got that. All right, let me move that out of the way. And I'm going to pause this while I get the clay and stuff out. Actually, I'm going to shut it off and then renew. Yeah, you don't need to know that. Okay, I rolled out the beige clay, and I've worked the brown clay a little bit. I haven't touched the white clay yet, but those are the three colors I plan on using to make my owl. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to, well, I got a hair there. Let's move that hair. Oh, it's right here. All right, now it's gone. All right, let me just put it where I think is the best clay. I'm pressing it down into it really firmly. Okay. I want to actually take this here and should have a X-Acto knife, and I have one over there, but Do I have it over here? No. But what I'm going to do is just go around. If I'm down far enough, I should be all the way through the clay pretty much. So I can just kind of just tear this away. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I just need to clean up the edges, and I can do that with sandpaper after this has been baked. So I don't want to mess with it too much right now. All right, well, I'm done with this color, so let me ball that back up, so we don't need that anymore. All right, the next one I'm going to, I think the white would be the next that I use, right? Okay. I definitely don't need as much as I had of that brown out. So let me just get, maybe that much right there. You see how much I'm breaking off? There we go. Set that over there. And you just work it and work it and work it and work it and work it. That's why I did it off camera, because when it comes out of the package, it's not pliable at all. It's very hard. You just kind of work it, and I'm not sure if it's the heat of your hands, the oils in your hands, the structure that the clay just kind of becomes very firm while it's sitting, or what the deal is. But yeah, you just keep working it, and it does get to be more squishy. Okay, I'm going to pause while I keep working this, because it's really a boring process. Okay, I've got this pretty soft. You see it's much more pliable. All right, let me get my roller thing here. Clean it off a little bit, because that's probably brown residue on that. All right. Whoops, there's a little schmutz right there. You don't want to roll the schmutz into it. You have nice clear eyes. One thing I was thinking of while I was off camera here is I'm also going to need some orange. Oh, look at that, sticking. We don't want it to stick. So, you know what you do when it starts sticking like that? Oops. Well, first of all, and it could be sticking because I haven't worked this long enough, but I'm impatient. I really am. It's one of my biggest flaws. I hate waiting. All right. I may have bigger flaws, I don't know. All right. But I have some cornstarch over here. I'm just gonna rub it on it. And what that does is it keeps it from sticking so much. Let me rub it on the thing too. See, much better. Much better. All right, flip it over, roll it again. Ugh, I should have powdered it again. Powder, powder, powder. Take a powder. Okay, now this right here is about the right size for the eyes. See, right there. And this is, you find this in the fondant section of like Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever they have cake decorating, and they use these for fondant. But they work perfectly fine for clay. All right, let me scrunch it down and pop it out. We have one eyeball. Scrunch that down again. Pop that out, and we have a second eyeball. All right, put one eye there, one eye there. All right, we're done with the white, except for we want to make some orange. And I don't need much orange. I think that right there will probably be more than enough. So let me, and this is just acrylic paint. And I'm just going to take a dab on my finger, just like that, rub it in. And we're just going to work that in. Make a nice orange colors for the beak, because we want him to have a pretty orange beak. All right. Oh, I may need more color than what I got there. I've not actually colored any of my clay before, so I'm not sure how much it's going to need, but I think it's going to need more. If that was resin, that would have been plenty. All right. And another thing I could have done is just made it into white and then painted it with a resin. That would have worked too. But, you know, we're going to learn stuff. I've never made an owl before. I've actually never made a sculpture out of clay before. My sister has. All right, does that look beak shape? Let's cut it off right there. Put that there. All right, just like that, but it's got to dry. It's got to dry a little bit, and I got to wash my hands. Okay, I got most of it off. All right, this right here is a tool that came with I got a roller, a couple of blades, got this pokey tool with it, but I told my husband I needed a blade. I want to make sure I don't pick it up by the wrong side, because it is a sharp blade. All right, this right here is a great blade. You can see it will bend, but you can use it for chopping, cutting, slicing, whatever, your clay. All right. Anyways, I'm going to put some little indents around the eyeball just to give it some texture. I think I'm going to turn instead of trying to move this around, I think I'm going to move the whole thing around. Just a little bit of texture around it. I know it was really smooth. It looked nice. Why are you doing that? I don't know, because I can. And I've never used this particular tool before. So, all right, let's do this one. It's also pushing that clay down onto that gray area, or tan. It's tan. All right. Never think I knew anything about art or anything. All right. Is this a mistake? I don't know. It might be. Okay, let's put the eyeball on. Just like that, and press in. I am going to remove it for the baking purposes, because I do not know if this thing here is plastic or if it's resin. If it's resin, it can go in the oven. If it's plastic, it will probably melt. But I want to push real hard. It's making this part cup a little bit, which I really, really like. Okay. What do you think so far? All right, should we put his nose on now? Put his nose on right like this here. Okay. Let me use the textured tool thing again. Just use it to get it Let's smooth it out a little bit, maybe. All right. Now let's put him with the body and see what he looks like so far. Okay, he's definitely is lacking. And I think this is right here is what he's lacking. We want to give him some dimension. So, I don't know. Let's make little snakes with him. Let me move that off. Put that over there. Clean this up here because I want to use this tile here to roll our snakes on. All right. That's cleaned off. All right. I don't know what they're called. I just call them snakes because they're long and round and yeah, snake shaped. All right, let's just cut that right there. Are they about the same length now? Let's make this one a little longer because it's shorter than the other. Okay, they are the same length now. All right, let's start. Oh, they're way too long. Unless I go all the way around the eye. If I go all the way around the eye and go up like that. Come on. Let's get that out of the way. Up here. Do we like that? I think I like that. Okay, let's start right about the same place that I started on the other side. Go up around, come up around. There we go. He's looking more like an owl now. All right, I want to put some more. These are going to be much shorter, but we're going to make more snakes. You're going shorter, but that looks longer. Well, I'm going to cut it. We're going to figure out how long we want it. I think we just go from the nose up to the area there. All right. Again, I can't tell in this light which is the okay. The blade. What about? I think that long. Let's see if that's the right length. Okay, that's the right length, but we want to point it on the top here. Make that pointed there too. Right here and cut. Okay. Right here. Ooh, way too long, way too long, way too long, way too long. Okay. Let's cut about that much off. All right, separate these. Come on, guys, separate. Good. Good, good. Good feathers. I guess these are feathers. Oh, yeah. Put that one there. Come on around. Come on. Stay down. Don't pop up. All right. All right, I need to make some more. This side sharp too. And let's go about that length there. Is that the right length? It appears to be the right length. Let's put it over here so we get two of them that length. Okay. Separate, guys. Oh, this may need it to be a little longer. Well, to make it longer, let's just roll it a little bit. And roll that one too, because we want them both to be about the same length. A little bit more. Okay, they appear to be the same length. Go right here. And you can go over here on this side. Right there. All right, let's bring you, all right, I want to bring you over here so I can see what I'm doing. I got the wrong tool. I want the pokey tool. I want to bring that one up a little bit, that one up a little bit. Let's separate these two here. Separate these. All right, this one can come down. This one I want up. Come on. There we go. Now, I want to pat them down so they're attached. Get that off there. We don't need that. So, what are you thinking? I need some more, don't I? I do. There's just, he looks bald. Oh. All right. We want to really thin because we want to bring it right on top of these here. Am I in? I am in. Okay. Sometimes I don't know if I'm in view or not. Okay. How long do I need it? I need it about that long, so about to there. And I need two of those, so let's, come on. Right about there also. Okay. And thin end. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Yep, just right there. You were in the right spot. Oops, a little further down. Oops, not that far down. Here we go. I'm going to push you in pretty hard. All right. Well, that's my owl. What do you think? Do you think he looks like an owl? We'll give him a body. Want these? And I will put a lot of resin on them to make them nice and hard. Do we want these? I want to give some texture here. Just to give some, so it doesn't quite look like it's just smooth there. Wish this would lay down better. All right. All right. I know. I said I was going to come in with the sandpaper afterwards. But if I can remove it now, and I ain't got to sand it, that's a win for me because I don't. I am not one of these people who love to sand. Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't find polymer clay all that strong. I mean, it's so easy to break polymer clay. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with it or if that's just the nature of it. But that's one reason that I'm definitely going to put resin on top of it and on the back of it. Because resin is very strong. It looks like a rake. Just kind of raking it off, Just rake it all up. Kind of works like a rake. All right. And the other thing I will do when I put the resin on the back is I will put a jump ring here and a jump ring here so that these jump rings can attach to them. So it'll attach our bird together. And I'll also put one right up here so it can hang on to what's that thing called? A chain, so that you can put this on a necklace or, you know, put it in a window or whatever you want to do with them. You can do anything you want with them. I think the nose is a little crooked. What do you think? Let me push down a little bit right there. Pat him in. There we go. All right. Is he perfect? No. He is not perfect, but he sure looks better than the headless headless owl. Okay, like I said, I'm taking these off because I do not know if those will melt. I could have tested it, but I didn't. All right, let me clean up. This will be probably tomorrow before I get another chance to work on it because I gotta bake it, and then I gotta cool it, and yeah. So this is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creation. I hope that you enjoyed my little owl thing here. That doesn't need to go in the oven, just this. Okay, and I will see you for the next part of it. Folks, it's morning. My little owl has been baked. I've cleaned up and switched out from clay to resin. And what we're going to do is we are going to put a couple of layers of resin on the front of him. I'm not sure if I'm going to try resining his eyes in or just use some E6000. I think E6000 is probably a better idea because these are opaque, so the light's not going to get through them, and the back is going to be opaque. So it's probably going to be better to use the E6000. I might, after I've resined them in, glued them in, put some resin over top of them around the edges. That's possible. But all we're doing now is we are going to put a nice layer of resin on his front here. Oh, I put a lot in the eye holes here. We want to make sure we get down onto the feathers here because they are not very strong, because clay is very brittle. You can really easily break it. Probably shouldn't have put quite so much on this first layer here. I got air bubbles. Shame, shame. All right. I did not sand it. I can see that right now that I should have done that. But I mean, all I did was bake it last night. And after we cure this resin here, I really do have too much in there. Let me take a butter wrapper and just scoop some of that out. We want layers, you know, don't want puddles. We want to make sure it gets fully cured. After walking away and coming back and looking at him, I'm going, oh, he's still cute. All right, let me get my lighter because I do see a few air bubbles, and although that took some out of it. All right. And we just go over it with, and it magically pops all the air bubbles. That's how easy that is. I'm going to put this under the UV lamp here, and I want to make sure they're really good and cured in between layers. I also went to my used jump rings. I saved these off from other projects because if I use gold or silver even, the fact that they have no patina on them, it would really stick out. You can see there's a bit of difference in the colors here, but that's okay. It's not really going to be in your face. And this one here, like these were gold and this one was silver, it also has a patina on it. I'm going to use this on the top of the head so that we have something to hook everything into, and these are going to hook the body to the head. Okay, so we've got that figured out. And then basically all we have to do is put layers of UV on the top, flip it over, put some layers of the UV on the back, put the jump rings on there so that we can connect it all together, flip it over, put the eyeballs on, and maybe put another layer of the UV on there. Like I said, the reason I'm doing so many UV layers is to strengthen that clay. Because clay, let me see if I got one that, do we like that one? Oh, that's not so bad on that side. I don't know if I was going to show you how easy it breaks. I mean, literally, it breaks very, very easy. I got some things in here I'm thinking are really not pretty. Like that there, that's not pretty. See how easy that broke? I mean, these are fully baked and everything. It's just, I don't know what to do to make them stronger. Anybody out there knows, please let me know. I really want to know. It's Sculpey is a good polymer clay. It's not like I'm using, well, I actually, in this project I have some that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I've got some Sculpey, and I'm kind of mixing them, but I have not found a problem mixing the two. It's possible that there is a little bit offset on how much time you bake them and stuff. And, you know, I was baking according to the manufacturer thing, so they are fully baked at the right temperature for the length of time. So I'm not sure what the deal is. If some of you guys know the secret, I would love to know the answer to that. Anyways, I'm going to finish curing this and be back. All right, it's been one layer's cured, and I said let me go ahead and deal with the sanding, or in this case filing. And what I have is a tool that my husband got me for Christmas because he is so sweet. We were at Walmart and I said, you know what, your wife would love a set of those for Christmas. So I got a set of those for Christmas. And I use them all the time. Yeah, see how much better that is? Yeah. I want to set that down, but they've got those spikes right there, the feather spikes, and I don't want to break them. Because, you know, I'm talented like that. Okay. I'm doing anything that's really rough on the back side here. Just one little, it's kind of a tap. There we are. You don't want rough edges on any of your jewelry. I don't know if this is going to be jewelry or if it's going to be like a window hanging, or I don't know what you'll use it for. Anyone would use it for, but I just know that when I saw the owl, I'm going, oh, he needs a head. Okay. Let's take this and dump that into the dustbin. Dustbin. I haven't called a trash can a dustbin ever. Okay. All right. Oh, I broke a little chunk of his feather off. Should I try gluing it back on? No, I think that it'll probably be gone forever now. That's why, like I said, clay is very, very fragile. I'm going to get another paintbrush and brush him off, any dust off on him. Okay, this is just a dry, clean paintbrush. I want to make sure we get all that dust off of him. Otherwise, we'd just resin it in and it would show. I mean, you might not think it would, but it will. All right, I'm going to put one more layer on this outside, on the outside here. And then we will work on the back side. So this is, I know it's exciting. This is almost as exciting as watching the paint dry. Watching somebody just put it on the little parts here. Oh, I almost want to really try to reattach that. If it comes off, it comes off, you know? Right there. Right like that there. Only, let's move it over. Take a toothpick because I don't want all that puddle to also show on this. Come on. Turn around. Turn around. Just like that. And we will get it better from the back side. I was using the resin that I had taken off from the front because I had put too much on, and I'd put it on that butter wrapper. My favorite tool to use for mixing resin or for anything, you know, where your paint, anything that's a mess and you just want to be able to just throw it away afterwards. Okay, I had to make sure which side was shiny there because I don't want to put my fingers on the part that has the resin on it. I want the other part there. All right, I'm gonna get you really good. Under my lamp right now I have some butterflies that I had a bunch of leftover resin from other projects, so I just smushed them all together and cut them up and rolled them out, and they make interesting color things. Will I make jewelry out of this? Probably not. I might use it in plant stakes, you know, just glue a wooden stake to the back of it and just put it in my plants to make it look like there's butterflies in it, and or something like that. I don't know. I could put it on wind chimes or something, sun catchers. Anyways, let's put this under there, and I will do another layer, and we'll just keep layering it up until I think it's strong enough, and then we're going to do the back. But I will spare you from having to watch all that. Okay, for some reason I was not recording, but to recoup, I put these two here, use my UV flashlight to secure them. Put this one here, use my UV flashlight to secure it there. This is the back. Remember, we are using the used jump rings because they have that nice patina on them, and they're not going to, you know, people aren't going to notice them like they would if they were shiny silver or shiny gold. All right, now we just put some UV on the back, paint it all in.
Make sure you get around that nose area. We don't want that nose coming off. I don't think it will. I think I got it in there pretty good. But you want to make sure you get all around that jump ring. We're going to put several layers over them so that they're in there good and secure. I mean, we would hate for him to lose his body again. I don't know what happened to his head. Do you think somebody just kept the head? I mean, this is all that was in the craft box. And my sister says she doesn't have the head. So when she got it, I'm sure it was headless too. But it was a great challenge that she sent me. She sends me some very challenging pieces, you know, pieces that are basically worthless unless you do something with it. Let's face it, that's not good for anything unless you can come up with a head for it. And there's a lot of different ways we could have done a head. I mean, we could have easily used some other material, painted a little picture or whatever, an owl head. Although my painting, where it comes to things like that, it's not as good as what my sister's was. She could have done it really good. We could have carved it out of wood if I knew how to carve. Tina knows how to carve too. She's just so busy. She's got so much going on, and she's got a pile of, I'm going to get to this. I have a pile like that too. But luckily I have a video channel in which I do things like that. Her video channel is more of showing you what good jewelry looks like when you buy a jewelry lot. I do craft lots, not jewelry lots. There is a huge difference. I sent her a package of jewelry that I had fixed and made and done and everything. And in it was a little bag that had silver jewelry in it. She goes, "Why did you send this back? It's pretty." I have no use for silver. And if I was to resell anything that was silver, and there was some really nice silver in there, I would only sell it for a lot less than the actual silver is worth. There was a couple pieces in there that I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty because it's silver, but it's nothing people want anymore. It's like was it Ani and Alex and Ani? Actual Ani, Alex and Ani. It wasn't, you know, the wannabes, and it was all made out of silver and stuff, but nobody wants to buy that anymore. So it's actually would be better just to harvest the silver out of it, because it was pretty heavy and it was silver. I mean, it wasn't like it was just coated. And then there was a necklace there, and it was like brown, two different, like a taupe and a deeper brown. And it's not my colors. I've got so much, I have hundreds of necklaces. If somebody wants to come by and just look through them and buy some, you're more than welcome. But you know, this particular one would get lost in that. And I don't know whether or not the stones that are on there, that those two browns, are precious stones, because, or semi-precious, because I don't have a whatever you call that thing. Okay, it skips to me right now, but it's a gem tester, Presidium. And the only reason I can test for silver is because my sister left me a little block and some acid. So I can test for silver and probably gold, because I think the best way to test silver is actually use the gold acid. I don't know how to do it any other way. But anyways, I think people would just bypass that one because it's quiet, and I'm You know, I'm kind of a loud person when it comes to jewelry. If it sparkles, if it shines, if it's unique, it's like kind of like the monsters I sent Tina, monster earrings. I've actually worn monster earrings, so yeah, that's more my style. So I wouldn't wear it personally, and I couldn't see people buying it, but it is a real silver, and I think it's probably antique too. So her channel is much better for that than what I would do for it. I wouldn't give it the respect it deserves. And some pieces just need respect. I totally don't show the respect for some things that should be. Just letting you know. All right. All right, should we put, I think we put another coat on it. What do you think? Just to make sure that it is strong. We want it strong like ox. This is strong like bull. Strong like bull. That's what it is. All right. My movie references are not that good. As I get older, my memory kind of is hit or miss. It's like trying to remember the name for a Presidium. I would love one. I have absolutely no reason to have one, but I would love one. You know what I mean? And they're costly. You know, it's not like the UV flashlight where I didn't really need a second one, but you know, it wasn't that expensive. Let me hit that with the, got a couple of air bubbles in there. There, they're gone. All right, let's put that back under the UV light, and I'll be back to put the eyeballs in. All right, let's go ahead and put the eyeballs in. Let me show you what happened when I was doing this side, which looks really fantastic, by the way. A drip came from here and what right here. I am not going to worry about that, although it did not cure on that side. I'll just put another layer, just kind of see if I can't make it look less conspicuous. Might take the scissors and just take the edges off. Right there. Just take some edges off. I'm just worried I'll break the feathers there. Yeah. No, it's not gonna come off. All right, let's put the eyeballs in. Move that out of the way. Ah! All right. My E6000 didn't want to open. I guess it's good glue. I want to get rid of the first drip of glue because that's usually like real thick stuff that, wow, I'm doing really good. Did you see where I got it all over everywhere? I did. Let me get a little cotton swab here. Let's remove that. We are going to put another layer of resin on the front, so. All right. Don't be messy. When you do your stuff, don't be messy. Yeah. Just use me for ideals, not for ways to do things. All right. What do you think? Isn't he cute? Put his little body on him. Yeah. All right, well, I'm waiting for that to set up a little bit. I want to give it at least 10 minutes before we go to put anything over top of it and seal it. So I just do. All right. For the next 48 hours, it will continue to cure and draw up. All right, I need some little jump rings, and I know I've got some in here that are not shiny. So let's go ahead, get that black one there. And it's like gunmetal is what it's called. I call it black. It's very tiny. But I don't want it to show. So, and it's never any fun using these little, where you're opening these little tiny jump rings. Usually I'd open this one here and just slip this one on. But that's not an option when you've got your piece resined in like that. So I'm going to hold it like that. Where's the other one? I got a little tiny pair right here. Twist it like that. Go here. Don't know what you are. All right, let's get rid of you. All right, we want that one right there. Make sure you don't put it on backwards. Come on, there you go. Close this up. Did I drop it? Is it still attached? Miracles of miracles, it's still there. It's not on the floor somewhere hiding. All right. Come on, let me grab you. There, you are so small. And are you closed up good? You are closed up good. All right. There's one. There's one. Now that might be some other bird, but I really do think it's an owl body. Okay. Put it on this one. Come over here. Whoops. And put it on that one. Again. Line those two up. Ta-da! You have a body now. I would like it if it wasn't quite so far apart here, like it was closer to that, but these jump rings, unless I wanted to replace those that came with it, there's not much I can do there. All right, let's coat the face and cure that. And ooh, I just stuck that in the glue. No. All right. It's a nice healthy coating on his face here. Go around the eyeballs so that you're catching the metal. Go down over the nose, around the back. Like I said, you wanna make sure that eyeball, the back part, the metal part, the gold part, that's in really well. I got some over on the eyeball, so let's just paint right over it. It won't make any difference there. Go all the way to the edge. I'm really sorry about that drip there, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes things happen. I could get my Dremel out and I could just sand it here, but I'm apt to totally ruin the piece. All right, there he is. All he needs is curing and a name. We gotta name him. I have no idea what to name him. We usually call the owls outside here. We have a lot of owls. Well, probably just one mating pair of owls that hang out here in our subdivision. But we call him Buddy. I mean, it don't matter if it's the boy or the girl. It's still Buddy. All right. Well, let's put him under and cure him. This is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. Thanks for stopping by, and hope you liked our creation. Creation there. I did cover these, and looks like I gotta put another coat on that, which is fine because I want to put some sticks. These here are bamboo skewers, and these work really good in plant spikes. Just a minute. For plant spikes, because bamboo, unlike wood, doesn't rot the way the wood does. So anyways, put another coat on. Another coat on. I need more resin. And just like what we did with the jump rings, you want to just take the skewer, set it. I'm going to put this one here. I may put several on him. Just kind of overlap the resin on that. Take the UV light, set it real quick, because I'm using the other UV light. The big lamp right now has an owl in it, and let's face it, owls are bigger than butterflies, even in real life. And there we go. And then I might put a couple on it. I might put another one right here, like that. And you just take, I might go like that, kind of do a offset. But then you can just put it in your plants. I might just leave it like that. I don't know, or maybe do a different colored one, because that one has that same colors in it. So, but anyways, that's something you can do with leftover scrap clay, because it doesn't need to have any pattern in it, especially if you're doing plant spikes. And that looks really pretty in like an ivy or something like that, that's like green and stuff, and just have a little butterfly floating over it with some color, because you want color. So anyways, this is Bethany, New Life Jewelry Creation. Hit the like button, come back and see me. This has been fun.